perfect.
So no, but Dominic, just to correct what I'm saying, it is the prosecutor who gives the plea. And here's the difference between the state system and the federal system, where I think the state system is much better. In the federal system, by statute, by law, the judge is not allowed to get involved in plea negotiations. He or she would be violating their oath of judgeship if they got involved. In the state court, you can approach the bench and say, Judge, listen, they want 1 to 3 years in jail. My guy is willing to admit what he did, take 5 years probation right now, do 1,000 hours of community service. Now, the judge can't force them to do it, but prosecutors and judges work together on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and they have a respect for each other and they each have credibility. So if this particular judge says, listen, Mr. ADA, if you can't do this, maybe you could bring your supervisor down, because I just read the indictment. I know a little bit about the facts that are in the court file, and I do think this is reasonable. Or they'll say, Mr. Aidala, you're out of your mind. What this guy did, he should be going to jail for 1 to 3. You're lucky it's only 1 to 3 and not 2 to 6. So a judge does play a role in the reasonableness, and even to the next degree, we can work out a deal where the judge thinks it's too light, and they refuse to accept the plea, and then the prosecutor has to say, well, Your Honor, the witness feels this way, the complainant doesn't really want to go forward, we have investigated this case fully, and we do believe that this is what serves the interests of justice.
But before I go to the raise the age issue, we have a question.
I just wanted to say, I think most
A question. Okay, go ahead.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
You're talking about bail.
Okay,
Just
who was your question directed to?
To the whole panel.
Okay, well, everybody can answer it, but go ahead.
Especially to Queen.
Okay, to Queen. Okay, go ahead.
They're talking about, you got it wrong, the guys that bail is being set upon, there's a reason for it. Here's the problem, speedy trial. People can have bail. Put bail on people, but give them a speedy trial so they get in and out, so they're not lying in jail for 2 or 3 years.
Good luck with
That's
that.
the problem.
Good luck
And
with
that's what we have to address, and the law
She said
commands.
amen.
And I just want
I want to know
to
why,
add
first
to
of all,
that,
why you said amen.
because I want to tell you something about Khalif Browder that nobody really talks about.
Please.
Okay. The fact of the matter is, everybody says that the reason why Khalif Browder didn't get out on a $3,000 bond is because his family couldn't afford it. The other fact is that his family put a lot more than the $300 that it would have cost in his commissary during the pendency of his incarceration. So that's thing one. Thing two is the fact of the matter is...
Wait, I have to stop you
Yeah.
there. So, what, they're not supposed to make sure he has something to eat?
it can't, you're talking about, the fact of the matter is, everybody's talking about the reason he didn't get out is because the family was so poor that he couldn't make bail. But wait a minute, Dominic, all due respect, they put a lot of money into his commissary.
So
They
you're
couldn't
saying
get
that he
him
should,
out.
wait, I just want to make sure I got this right. He shouldn't have the same right as other inmates with commissary.
No,
what she's saying is she could have used that money for bail,
Right,
and he would have gotten out.
right.
But what
So
I'm
he
saying
shouldn't
is,
be home.
but wait a minute, there's two things I didn't get to finish.
Go ahead, go ahead.
What I'm saying to you is, first of all, the Legal Aid Society, whoever represented Khalif Browder, that's who should be indicted. Speedy trial failed there. That's the reason why Khalif Browder was incarcerated, not because of the bail industry. And we're getting thrown under the bus with this whole Khalif Browder story. I gotta be honest with you, that's a crock of because the fact of the matter is, I've been writing bail in New York City for 25 years. If his family would have came to me and said, Michelle, we can only come up with, and Arthur knows this, Michelle, we can only come up with $150. You know what I would have said, Mrs. Browder? Sit down. I'll write the bail fee. Let me get you a cup of coffee. So we are being demonized because of the rhetoric. And the rhetoric is not the truth. Rhetoric and truth are not necessarily brother and sister.
Now, Mr.